Hi and welcome to Virtual Vagi. My name is Carlos and you can find me at virtual-vagi.blogspot.com. And it's another video we're discussing on the VCAP-DCA exam blueprint, and it's in particular section 3, which is deploy DRS clusters and manage performance. Objective 3.5, utilize advanced vSphere performance monitoring tools. Some of the knowledge we're going to require in this area are identify hotkeys and fields used with ESXtop, and identify fields used with vSCSI stats. And this video is going to mainly cover ESXtop, so we'll just go through those configurations. So it's configure ESXtop custom profiles and determine use cases for and apply ESXtop interactive batch and replay modes, and use vSCSI stats to gather storage performance data. Use ESXtop to collect performance data, and given the output from ESXtop, identify relative performance data for capacity planning purposes. I am going to have a document which will be available for download as well. It's going to cover all the requirements in this section here, and the first one is identify hotkeys and fields used with ESXtop, and this is taken from the Resource Management Guide, page 89, and you can go through those at your leisure. And we need to identify the vSCSI stats fields, and these are some of the data that's reported in a histogram form. And we just scroll down now to the first objective, which is configure ESXtop custom profiles, and it's going to be approximately 1 to 4 steps to do this. And we'll move over to our environment now. Okay, here we're at our lab. We used Party to connect, and we're already connected and authenticated, and we're ready to go. So we just type in ESXtop and we should get a result here, as you can see. And you can go through the hotkeys which are listed on the table. I'll just bring that back up in a second. Okay, here we go, and that's the table which I'll have included in the document, and you go through these hotkeys as well. So we're just going to use the F and O. The F will be to add and remove fields, and O will be to ordering. So we just quickly go into the network, and we just select F. We're just going to select a few fields that we want to display here, so we just get rid of some of these. All you do is just press the key to the relevant field, and now we're only going to have 3 fields, as you can see here. And now we just press the O key for the ordering, and now we can actually order the fields. On the top of the screen here, you'll see the current order, and we just select which one. We'll just move to the E, which is the team PNIC, public physical nickname. So we'll move that to the first, and you can see that there now. So that's how we do the ordering and fields. So now what we're going to do, we just press a W and we can save that. The default name is there. We're just going to name this one as Carlos Test, and hit enter, and he actually wrote the configuration file. So now what we'll do is just type in ESXtop, the -C to load the configuration, and just the name that we've given this file, so Carlos Test, and we can see it brings up what we saved last. So now we're going to move the interactive and batch replay mode. So the first one we're going to do is the batch mode. So we're going to actually start with 1 to 3 steps, and these are the command line options which are relevant for this batch mode. So we're back here, and what we can do, we've logged in again, and we're going to use Party as well. We're also going to use WinSCP. So we just write in the command here, which is ESXtop -B, and we're going to output it to the temp directory, and we're going to call it test ESXtop.csv. So you'd enter, and it should be outputting some data to this file. And you can also have additional keys as well. So we'll just bring back the environment, and it's still going. Okay, it's completed now, so we can just use the WinSCP to double check. I'll just refresh that view, and we can see the file there. And just using this product, I just drag and drop to the desktop, and then we can use Excel to view this file, which I'll bring up in a second. And then we have the results from the output. Replay mode, we're going to use the VM support in snapshot mode to capture the data, and when this is the command here, I did make a mistake, it's not -L or uppercase I, it's lowercase I, and the resulting file we need to unzip and untar, then we need to run with ESXtop -R. We just hop over to our environment and we just type in VM support, which is the minus uppercase S, minus T for duration of 30 seconds. It's only my lab and we're just doing this for demonstration purposes, and the interval of 5. Like I said, I did make a typo in the documentation. It should be lowercase I and then minus W for the directory, which should be /temp. I'll pause the video and I'll come back when it's all completed. Now it's completed and the file has been produced, and what we need to do is actually just run the tar command. Will be tar minus tzf, and then the location of the file will actually in the same directory, so we just select, I'll use a wildcard here, which will be esxstar.tz, and we can double check if it's expanded and ls, and we can see the VM support folder there. So now what we need to do, we need to run the esx top minus r command and pointing towards that directory which is highlighted there, and I'll just type that again, and we can see that running here, and that's how we run in replay mode. And we use these commands. What we achieved, we used the VM support in snapshot mode, we unzipped the file, and then we ran it with the esx top r, and that's replay mode. Use vSCAP-DCA to gather storage performance data. We've got some steps highlighted here, and also have some notes in regards to some of these sections, for example the pathing environment, and we're going to list the VMs and the IDs, then we're going to reset any stats, and then we're going to run the command to output, and then we're going to stop the gathering of the data, and we're going to use Excel to view the data and use the macro to actually transform it into a graph. And we got this information from Gab's virtual world, and the command I'm going to run in this video is taken from here, so thanks very much for that. And also he supplies a macro we can use it to perform the graphing. There's also another link here which is to measure latency and how to graph that. I just suggest having a read of these just for the sake of getting familiar with these items. And VMware Labs does a link with IO Blazor, and I strongly suggest having a look at this and a play around. So we'll just hop over to the environment. We'll start the first command. We'll go to the directory, and it'll be vSCAP-DCA minus L. We'll get a list of the VMs. I only have one running here, excuse me, just minimize that. And then we just reset the command here, which will be the minus R, and it's resetting all the stats. I just like to do this for this video. You don't have to. Just for me, I just like to have a clean slate. So now what we're going to do is just write the command to output this to a CSV, and I just pasted that in, and you can see all the details here, and it's pumped out to a temp directory, and that's once again taken from Gabe's world, and you can see the command there. So I'll just run this, and now it's gathering data in regards to this particular environment, and I'm just going to pause it, and I'll be back when it's gathered all the data. So I'm back now. It's expanded the window for ease of viewing. What we need to do now is just stop this. There are some notes that it is a performance hit, so I would suggest doing this at the appropriate times. So we'll just refresh this, and we can see the file there, and I'll just move that to the desktop like I did in the previous version, previous video I should say. And I'll just bring up Excel. I have this already gathered before and the file ready to go. So now we've got Excel, we're going to import the macro which we downloaded, and with the version of Office I'm using, I'll just do it this way. It's in my downloads, and I'll just run the macro, and we can see that it's run and it's created the graphs for this Excel file. So this is where I got the macro, and it's just Alt F11 to start up the macro command. In regards to ESX top collect performance data, just have a look at these documents and read those, and also the performance data for capacity planning. We've got the details listed there and some of the key areas you should look at using ESX top. And today what we've completed is objective 3.5, and some of the skills and abilities are listed there. And I'd like to thank all these websites for their data information for helping me achieve this video and my own personal training. Thank you.